Thank you for being here. And I'm so happy that we have so many friends on this panel. So it is now my honor to introduce Queen Quet of the Gullah Geechee Nation, who is not just a member of the OA Alliance, but a real leader internationally, helping to demonstrate how community priorities have to inform these higher level discussions at places like the UN and also local climate risk assessments and response. So, can you tell us, Queen Quet, firstly, why the Gullah Geechee Nation decided to join the OA Alliance and make an OA action plan, and also some of the education materials, some of the content that you've been putting out regarding that work. And then I also hear that there's an exciting large salt marsh restoration project on the horizon. So if you can speak to that a little bit, that would be great.
Thank you, Jesse. There we go. Now we got him. Glad for day one more again, and glad for see. Hold on one more again. This your thing, the UN and thing like that. It seemed like we only meet each other over here, other parts of the world. So I'm glad for day on behalf of the Gullah Geechee Nation, the Queen Quet, head from the body of the Gullah Geechee Nation, founder of the Gullah Geechee Sea Island Coalition. So honor the Eddie we crack we teeth like this year the way we crack we teeth, and we say the water to bring we, the water going to take we back. So in my culture, water is central to everything that we do. Not just because human bodies consist primarily of water, but we literally live in the Atlantic Ocean. So we are off the coast of the United States from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Jacksonville, Florida, on a chain of islands called the Sea Islands, where we have our own unique culture, language, and traditions. So it's a blessing to hear the opening remarks about cultural heritage and the value of that, and how you don't want to lose cultural values, cultural activities, and how water is sacred in various communities of people of color and culture. And so that is why the Gullah Geechee Nation was one of the first ones to wave our hand in the air and say, yes, we want to be part of this international alliance, because if the ocean is acidifying, what does that mean to us culturally and daily? Because we feed ourselves from the water, not just the ocean, but our estuaries. So I was very happy to hear that. The estuaries mentioned earlier. We feed ourselves spiritually and physically. And so for us, as we say, the water that we and we that the water, the land that we and we that the land. And so I always tell people, the land for us is family. The waterways are our bloodline. So if you think of it that way, why would you want to poison the waters? We need to consider what we do on the land, and how when the rain falls, that water goes somewhere. And people don't act like they realize that ditch systems and bioswales, that runoff goes there, but goes out into your estuaries, into your creeks, into your rivers, and where we are ends up in the ocean. So it's like, what are we doing on land that's impacting the water, thereby impacting us? Whether we look at it from the ritual standpoint, or we look at it from the eating standpoint. Everybody like for come when we did for Nam fun thing like a shrimp, oyster, crab, all that kind of thing like that. Well, right before I came here, the Gullah Geechee Fishing Association had an event that we have every 2 years, which is our Gullah Geechee Seafood Festival. Now, we like to have that as just a fun event. We like to sit around, eat. Everyone doesn't want to eat, right? Good, healthy food, locally harvested from the water. Well, this year it had to be an education event because we couldn't serve crab, because the blue crabs aren't available. Why is that? People are saying, well, why? What's going on, Queen Quet? That gave me an opportunity to educate the community about this term, ocean acidification, that doesn't exist in the Gullah language. And so it's so important that we take those community gatherings as opportunities to elevate our ocean action plan, as well as our ocean acidification plan that we put forth to work with various partners, including the one you mentioned at the end. We have what we call the government alphabet soup, that I keep telling them I'm going to stir into a nice Gullah Geechee gumbo that they call Surpass and Pew, that we're working on the South Atlantic Salt Marsh Initiative to save 1 million acres of salt marsh. And so some might wonder, well, so what's the big deal? It's just grass, right? Well, no, it's not just grass. It actually helps to protect our coast from erosion as well as flooding. And people who've grown up on the Sea Islands, we love our salt marsh. We love seeing it. We're upset when it's missing from areas where we saw it all our childhoods growing up. But then we don't make the connection how it ties to all of these international issues and climate change. And so this is an opportunity for us to work collectively, as they call us, as subnationals, to say we can do this together, that state boundaries don't matter, that international boundaries don't matter, when this is an existential crisis that impacts all of us. And once again, if we're not concerned about anything else, we should be concerned about food security. So if we can no longer harvest crabs and oysters, and the oysters are the ones that cleanse water every day, and the salt marsh cleanses water every day, if we don't have them, we will eventually not have us. And so it's very important that we are part of these circles of discussion, collaboration, and partnership. So I'm so happy to be here with you once again, Jesse. We just got to stop getting together all the way in other countries. We got to get together in America to really show them that America is really all in.
Oh, extra applause. Oh, thank you so much, Queen Quet. I am so happy that you're part of this family, and also had all these intentions of coming to the Sea Islands to come visit you before COVID, so we'll have to redraw the itineraries and get me over to one of the seafood feeds. That would be awesome. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for your leadership. It means so much, and it's such a important part of talking about the urgency and the engagement around these topics, and also the tools that we have. So thank you for that. And